What's up, folks? It's been a minute, so thanks for tuning in to the Crash Bang Boom podcast. I'm your host, Jody Smith. On today's show, I got to sit down with the one and only Eric Moore II, formerly of Suicidal Tendencies and Infectious Grooves, plus many other projects. He's presently playing drums in his new band, Lillake, alongside Suicidal co-member Nico Santoro on guitar, which we were able to talk a good bit about. We also get into the process of winning the 2003 Guitar Center Drum-Offs, which springboarded his career, and much, much more. So stick around. Crash Bang Boom! I'm sitting here with the one and only Eric Moore II, or Junior, I take it?
The second, man, the second. My dad was like, I don't want nobody calling my son EJ or Junior. No, it's cool. Eric Moore II.
Right on, man. I'm a fan and have known about you for quite some time, and it was definitely cool seeing you tonight. Tell me a little bit about the band that you played with tonight.
Man, tonight I got to jam with the new band, the new project. Tonight is only our second show. So today is what, June 15th?
15th, yep.
June 15th, 2016. I got to play with my new band featuring myself, Nico Santoro, also from Suicidal Tendencies.
Yep.
And Evan Brewer did the CD. He's also in the band, but he has a lot of other stuff going on right now with Faceless and other bands. But we got some really amazing players. A guy by the name of Bruno on bass from, where is he at? San Diego.
Yeah.
And another guy named Steven, the Thunder.
The Thunder?
Yeah, on guitar, man. He's amazing. But we've only been we rehearsed Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And our first show was yesterday.
Nice.
So we drove Monday from
Nashville, right?
Nashville, Tennessee. And we ended up doing a show yesterday, and it was our first show.
Last night was it Asbury Park, Jersey?
Exactly, Asbury Park. Yep, the Saint.
Nice,
exactly.
I played there. I'm a fan of that place. It's cool.
They have really good sound.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we have fun there. Got to break it in, and tonight was our second show ever being together as a band for the last 5 days.
Nice.
Yeah, so the band is called Lillake. Lillake, Little Lake, whatever you want to call it. You feel me? Small pond. But,
all right.
It's a lot of fun, man. Nico Santoro is the writer and the creator of the music, and he let me come in and create and make my own sound with drums, and it's just really, really dope. I guess it's just time. It's been time just to create something new. Yeah, something new. So,
well, y'all have the history in Suicidal Tendencies, Yeah, so
man.
How long have the two of y'all been doing that band?
I have been in Suicidal Tendencies 8 years. I was in Suicidal Tendencies.
Has it been 8 years, man?
Yeah, since 2008. It was my very first tour and show and stuff. We went to Europe, and it was amazing. 2007, I toured Infectious Grooves first.
Right on.
And I got in Suicidal in 2008. And I've been on 3 records with them and did the last record 13.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because so many other drummers and people get so much respect from different stuff, but I definitely did a lot with Suicidal. I'm very, very privileged for my time with them and everything. I wish those guys the best, but now it's all about doing something new. Get tired of playing You Can't Bring Me Down every night for 8 years. I mean, every night the same first song. Like,
I hear you.
I gotta do something else.
Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I wish them major luck and success, especially with the legend on drums,
Dave Lombardo.
I
just saw him recently, actually.
Yeah, you saw him with Dave?
I did.
What did you think?
It was cool, man. It was definitely more of the sort of straight ahead, sort of punk rock thrash vein, even both in his style and in the set list itself. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't do some of the crazier songs that you would have played on. You know,
they probably won't. He has to go in and practice a lot. Man, over the years I've learned probably about 105, 110 Suicidal songs. So
That's
Mike,
crazy.
like when we're on stage, like our chemistry was so crazy, Mike could just yell out whatever. Like we would do tours and never even have a set list.
Really?
Yeah, when we go out, he'd just be like, yeah, Trip to the Brain.
Really?
Oh, yeah, Two-Sided Politics, whatever.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
cool.
Yeah, it's like knowing it. So I mean, for him to come in, he had to. I saw the practices. It was like he had to definitely do some homework, and like if you notice, Dave is reading charts on the left of the music.
I didn't even notice that.
He's reading
really?
charts. Yeah,
Oh,
so he has to get more involved in it. But I mean, Dave is famous. Like,
right.
He's, like everybody's now, it's like Dave Lombardo featuring Suicidal Tendencies. So
yeah, right.
It's really cool, man. I wish them the best of luck, but I'm very, very happy now that's coming out with this new project.
Cool, man.
And man, we're on the up and up. Lillake. I hope you guys can grab a CD, check us out online, all that good stuff, man.
Badass, man. So if you're not doing Suicidal anymore, are you still doing Infectious Grooves at least? If that's a separate thing?
No,
or?
Infectious Grooves actually, they took off about 2 years ago. Robert Trujillo, wanted to, like, I guess, brand into it a little bit more. He wanted to play more music like that.
Right.
So it was him and Stephen Perkins.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, so after those two came back, and then Dean Pleasance playing his guitar because he's an original member.
Yeah.
And then Mike, so they was like, yeah, you're out of that too. So they
right.
pretty much kicked me out of that too. They was like, yeah, we got some famous guys. And I was like, I'm not famous. I just play the parts. I don't care. I just want to play music and enjoy life, man. Like, it's so many other ventures that I want to partake in and play so much more music and everything. It's crazy because a lot of fans be like, he doesn't play that style. But I mean, bro, I play everything. I just play what the person asks me. So when Mike is like, play this, like this, and make it you, he's allowing me to play what I play. So it's cool, man.
That's killer, man. Well, let's take it back. Let's take it really far back, because if I read correctly, man, what age did you start playing drums?
I've been playing drums since, my mom said 2 years old, but she could remember at like 18 months. I would go and sit on my uncle's lap in church, and I could play whatever song that the choir was singing. My dad's a pianist.
That is unreal.
So yeah, like I would just go sit on his lap and be able to play. And ever since 2 years old, and I was the church drummer, like the full-fledged whole church drummer by the time I was 5.
That's ridiculous.
I got videos when I was 5 years old. My high school jazz band, Franklin Senior High School Jazz Band, came to my school, and I played with the seniors in the jazz band, like a full tune and everything. Yeah. And then just from there, just been playing drums all my life. It's just a gift. It's a total gift. Oh, got it. That's Nico back there, just giving me some encouragement for you guys, man. Nico
right
says,
on.
what's up?
Well, I mean, that's crazy because I remember, like, at around 4 years old or so, maybe 3 at the earliest, my first recollection of even seeing live music, because as someone who didn't grow up in the church and didn't have that from the time in which they were learning how to walk, I saw Dr. John. I grew up in and around New Orleans, so my mother brought me to see Dr. John at the Jazz Fest in New Orleans, and that was the first time I saw people reacting to music, and it was fascinating to me because I didn't understand it, but I saw people moving.
Totally.
And ever since then, that was the day that I was sold.
That's what's up, man.
And I started a little bit with drums and then went to guitar and then inevitably went back to like drums full time, 25 years ago.
Man, that's so amazing.
But I guess, let's say, here's one thing. There's always been, or at least since sort of like gospel chops, the quote unquote, became a thing, I guess. There's been a mystique for someone like myself. Like I said, I didn't grow up in the church, and I think growing up and studying with guys and this and that and the other, you learn different styles and such, but similar to like a mixed martial arts gym where dudes, they say iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
I think that has it's a similar effect that happens within churches and black churches, you know, where there's like a shredding thing, and man, it's just like, because between, let's think about it. All right, there's, just to name a few. There's you. There's
Thomas Pridgen,
Tony Royster,
Chris Coleman,
Ronald
Bruner.
Yeah,
it's so
exactly.
many. It's Stanley Randolph. It's a lot of beasts. And
by the way, all y'all from California?
No, everybody's from different places.
Okay.
I am from California. Thomas Pridgen is from California. Ronald Bruner is from California. But then you could name drummers like Gerald Hayward, which is amazing. He's from out here in New York, the Bronx. It's so many. It's so many killers. Aaron Spears. Everybody knows Aaron Spears. Aaron is in Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of drummers to name off.
How did the some of those ideas and some of the chops and that stuff, is the church such a tightly knit community, and were people touring and doing clinics? How did the word travel between all of the churches in different places to where there could be sort of a continuum, if you will,
between
those drummers?
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this: everybody thinks of gospel chops as all the chops, all right?
Right.
You know, but what it is that we learn playing gospel music and playing in church is the gospel is a feeling that you get. It's like getting a happy medium. Like when you're playing and you feel that groove coming in, it's like, oh, I feel this. Like when you start clapping and you feel your feet start to moving, you're like, I'm feeling this. That's what gospel is to us.
Right.
We get a really good feeling. But we play the music.
Right.
So gospel chops is, when it came about, it was a person. His name is Gerald Forrest. And he came at me and he was like, what do you think about us getting together and doing a shed? And I was like, yeah, me and my boys, we shed all the time. He was like, I want to get you. I want to get Tony Royster. I want to get Joey Oscar. I want to get Thomas Pridgeon. I want to get all you guys together in one room and you guys can trade eights, and shed over music. And he's like, I don't want to be named. I don't want to be like Gerald Forrest presents Tony Royster playing drums or whatever.
Right.
He's like, let's call it Gospel Chops because you guys all came from church.
Yep.
And you guys can play, let's call it Gospel Chops. So his name, Gerald Forrest named himself Gospel Chops presents Shed Sessions Volume 1.
Okay.
So what we came to do was make a shed. And what shedding is when drummers come together, anybody, and you trade off licks.
Yeah.
And it's for 8 bars, 16 bars,
whatever
is within there, and you build from that. So if a drummer's playing, and then another drummer comes in, boom, bing, next drummer, and that's called shedding. And you're growing from what you see another drummer do. A drummer could play something really, really fast. So you push yourself. And that's what it is. It's
that's
like
the
working
iron sharpens
out.
iron
Yes,
theory,
exactly.
like
It's
I was
like
saying.
you go into the gym and you see your homeboy push up 300, and you're like, I can hit that 300. If I can't, I want to push up something close to it. You got to push yourself. So that's like where we're coming into battle zone, like there.
Right.
But when you're in church, man, we don't even play drums like that.
Right.
We're playing music. We're playing exactly the music, exactly the patterns. The same thing that you might hear at an R&B show or whatever, a country show, a rock show. Like we play music exactly like that. It might be a little bit more tempo, but in church, everything flows different. You could play some merengue, you could play some it could sound like punk music, which is shout music. You could play jazz.
That's
like
exactly, I want to go back to that.
So in church it's so many different styles being played every Sunday. That's where we come in and we could play so much stuff, and drummers are like, wow, where did these guys come from? That's Gospel Chops, huh? So they had to make up a name for it. They're like, because they could play everything. Like, how is Eric Moore being able to play in Suicidal Tendencies and then go back and play with Sly and the Family Stone and then go play with Bobby Brown and then come back and then go play with Chris Brown. And then he comes back and he goes do a jazz gig with this artist, with Stanley Clark, or he just recorded on a record with Hadrian Farad. Yeah. It's so many musics.
Sure.
But that's because of where I came from, my background playing in church and learning so many different musics in school. I just didn't pick one thing and like I just want to play metal. I only want to play double bass. So like Joey Jordison, he's amazing, but he only plays metal. You can't be like, Joey, can you play this jazz record? Nah, no, that's not his thing. Yeah, so I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody or nothing like that. There's so many drummers that's amazing. It's just having your niche and being able to center in on what's going on with music and loving music as a whole.
No, man, I'm with you. I when growing up and studying, especially in like a drummer and music centric town like New Orleans, I studied with really amazing guys and did like everything from Afro-Cuban stuff to like more traditional second line stuff and jazz and this and that and the other. And I wouldn't say that I necessarily played gigs in those avenues, but it certainly affected my style. Yeah. And I feel like a little more diverse because of it. And I kind of one of my like one of the mantras that I had, I guess, when I was growing up was like, if I could just kind of be like a punk rock Steve Gadd, like a chameleon kind of guy.
It is, exactly.
That could play a bunch of shit, and maybe I got my own style. Maybe it's a little rough. Maybe it is what it is, but maybe people like that.
It's so much better to have your own sound on drums. Yeah. That's what makes you stand out.
Absolutely.
Man, when you have every drummer that wants to sound like Dennis Chambers, or every drummer wants to sound like Steve Gadd, or every drummer wants to sound like this. What's dope is that you said like your one of your favorites and somebody that you looked up to was Steve Gadd. Yeah. But you took that and you was like, I want to sound like Gadd, but I want to take Gadd to my level. Right. And that's the best thing. Like Eric Moore I wanted to take it to my level. I wanted to play like so many other drummers, and so that's what I try to do. Push myself.
I think an important phrase, and unfortunately I can't attribute it to a particular person, but someone said, it might have been Jaco Pastorius even, I'm not certain, but he said concepts and feeling is what's important.
Yes,
you
it
don't
is.
necessarily need to copy someone's style, but if you can get an idea of where they're coming from, that's what you really need to go with from there.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. And I love it. Concepts, man, just like if I'm playing something, I'm like, okay, I heard Billy Cobham do this crazy singles lick.
Yeah.
But that, all right, so I'm going to take that concept,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to put my feeling into
There
it.
it
Because
is.
this music, like he could have played that over a 4/4 fast fusion type style, you feel
Uh-huh.
me? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna take that up, but I'm gonna put that in this Suicidal record
Yeah.
over a punk beat,
Yeah.
or whatever, or over a blast beat, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
play that.
Right,
so it's
right.
like just taking what you hear and taking it to the next level.
Absolutely, man. So let's take it to when the Guitar Center drum off, the whole
That is way
thing.
back. He's taking it way back. 13
I mean, 13 years?
Man,
That was a
13
long time
years.
ago.
That is.
Did you? How much preparation came into doing it, or were you at that time just shed so hard that you just rolled into it without much expectation?
In 1999, I heard about Guitar Center Drum Off, and my mother told me about it, and I started getting involved into playing drum solos then.
Yeah.
Like I really wasn't playing drum solos all the time, but I would always hear like, you're really, really great. Like you should enter this contest. So I went, and I went all the way to, like, every time I went to the round before the finals.
Oh, really?
And then I would get beat out right there or whatever. And I got really, really discouraged. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it one more shot. This is in 2003. And I gave it my all. I actually told my parents, I was like, if you allow me to just sit and practice for like 6 months, when I come home from school and different stuff like that, like allow me to practice and just allow me to get it on. This will be my last year, but I swear I can win. I think I could get it.
Really?
Yeah. And so they was like, okay. So I pretty much locked myself away for a little bit for like 6 months to get prepared.
That's amazing.
And came up with something that I felt was going to be a really, really good, solid solo. And see what happened.
Bam.
The rest is history.
That's amazing, man. Those drum offs weren't quite a thing as much when I was growing up, to the extent that, and I guess you could have never known that the things that you have gone on to do, could have started there.
No.
But that wasn't even a thought, I guess, when I was coming up, But I guess tell me some of the things that have happened that you've been led to, or since having done that. Or
I
whatever.
mean, since Guitar Center Drum Off, I don't know where my life would have gone, but it definitely opened up major doors with people and everything knowing about me. That was like when YouTube first hit.
I know, that's the thing.
Think about it, like YouTube first came out, so YouTube is worldwide. That means I got introduced to the world, not just people in the United States or whatever,
Right.
the world, as one of the number one drummers in the world.
Right.
And then they see me on Gospel Chops. So then I get featured to do Gospel Chops in 2004.
Yep.
And then after I do Gospel Chops, that like blew up, and everybody was like, oh my God. Then I started playing a Brazilian cymbal company then. So I started going to Brazil and other countries.
I've seen video of you playing down in Brazil. I was like, what was he doing down in Brazil?
So because of that, I went to another different country and was able to get recognized playing different in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
From that, man, who knows? Like, I would have, without winning Guitar Center Drum Off, I guess a lot of stuff wouldn't have taken place.
Yeah.
But it gave me that niche and that that thing. It was crazy because I would meet a lot of people back then, and they would say, they was like, Eric Moore is not cool, or Eric Moore is a jerk, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was very, very young then.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, 21, 22, you're young.
Yeah.
I won Guitar Center Drum Off, and yes, everybody's supposed to be humble.
Right.
But it's just like, I don't know, like people say Kanye West or something.
You're right.
I mean, if you're knocked off your high horse, hopefully you'll come down and you'll be like, you know what, I need to really chillax.
Right.
So when I was younger, I was like, wow, I'm in a rock band. I'm in this. I'm doing so much different things.
Yeah.
And some stuff does go to your head.
Yeah.
But nowadays, older, much wiser,
Yeah.
and I just want to inspire people.
Yeah.
I'm not here to be boastful or to brag. I just want to inspire drummers to be better and to just give the world my gift and to give people more to look into. There's so much hatred going on in the world, so much different things going on, man, with this crazy stuff in Orlando and everywhere else. It's too much going on, and I just want to be a positive person, a positive light, and don't want to bring nobody down.
That sounds good enough. Here's a question for you. This reverts back to something you said earlier. When people doubted, I guess, the ability for like like black drummers that grew up in the church to play like hardcore music. When I was in New Orleans, there was a church that would blast through the PA in the parking lot, and they would play this like
Right. That's called shout music. Yes.
Shout music.
Yes.
That's why I was like, oh no, I think they can play it because
Oh yeah. And when they get the Holy Ghost, it's so when you playing that's like punk rock.
Exactly. How bizarre is that parallel?
All you do is just change the bass drum.
Right.
That's it. Like the bass drum is playing on the one and and on the bass drum with the with rock music is on the one,
right?
Right. And then church music is
right.
So it's double first, single second. I had to learn that when I started playing punk too.
I bet.
It's like, what is sounding so different with us? We're trying to get this punk and institutionalized, and I was like, but I'm playing so I would never lock with the bass player.
Well, you know, it's a funny thing because to this day, when I hear like the traditional, I guess they call it like D-beat stuff or whatever, like. It sounds like it starts on an upbeat and then at some point it turns around. So you're not alone in this. And I grew up listening to it. Yeah, because it's like it starts here and
it
then
starts on the
snare.
one. Yeah, like
It's getting into it. It actually is a little strange.
It's very strange.
And I think that just came from dudes not knowing any better and being like, I'm going into it, and then became a thing.
Exactly.
It's just like a funny idiosyncratic aspect of like hardcore drumming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
so
exactly
I could see why you were like, this shit should be super simple. And you're like, why the fuck is this sounding weird?
What's crazy is they would tell me, all the people tell me like I play too tight. Because I'm so used to playing with a metronome.
Oh yeah.
And like being like on the one, like I'm always on the one. Like no matter if it goes in the fast, if it's like all my rhythms are always straight.
Yeah.
But with punk rock music, it'd be like like it's all, it goes slower, and I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the hardest things, man. I didn't necessarily, in fact, I didn't. I didn't grow up like playing metal. I've gone through many phases, I guess, but I definitely went through phases where I was playing groovier music and definitely practiced with metronomes a lot.
Yeah, for real.
So it's always it's actually really hard to uncondition yourself because you try to get yourself, one of the things about becoming a better drummer is having better time.
Exactly.
And you get better time a lot of times by just
playing
reinforcing to a metronome. And then somebody's like, nah, man, you don't need to be that tight. It's
Man.
like, you're like, what?
Well, I'm like, what? Because I mean, all the other gigs. That's why it's so many different genres of music.
Yeah,
so you gotta be able to. You gotta be able to be a transformer in this game.
Exactly.
Like, I want to be a transformer.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a transformer.
Right on, man. So I guess going forward, what else is on the agenda? What you got going on, man?
Hopefully this Lillake project takes off. Like, I really want. It's so awesome to play music that you want to play.
Yeah.
So I really want for this Lillake project to take off. I got a lot of more clinics coming up. I got Brazil coming up in August. I'm going to back to Tokyo real soon. Next year I got a lot of stuff coming up for clinics. So I am really practicing and just getting stuff together as being a musician and getting to enjoy life, getting to enjoy home for a little bit, not being so. Man, those guys, I can't front. Those guys in Suicidal Tendencies, they're great, but they're never home. They're always gone. Like they don't know nothing about family. Like I have a family. What's crazy is my closest relative, my sister. My sister passed away on a Friday. She passed away, and the next following morning, I had to play a show in Chicago, Riot Festival, with Suicidal.
That's brutal.
And it was like, man, do you understand? Like, my sister just passed away. They're like, man, we're very, very sorry, but we need you to kill this show. It's like, you need me to kill this show, but I'm like feeling horrible.
Oh, I bet. Clearly.
I'm feeling horrible right now. They was like, but you know, and they was like, man, you played the best show ever. I was like, I know, because the whole time I was just thinking of how much I miss my sister, and I just want to make her proud right now.
Right.
So it's so much that goes on to being a musician and being in this band and the sacrifice and traveling so much, being on an airplane for 16 hours to come see you guys. And I appreciate the love. Like, man, with the new Lillake project, man, we might play in front of 10 people one night, 45 people the next night. Who knows where, man, but hopefully it opens up doors and I get to play music that I want to play with some guys that I really, really enjoy. And we're like a family. We're a dope unit. Hey, thank you for all the time you invested. See you later. Yeah,
I hear you, man.
That doesn't feel good when somebody just, they just tell you like, yeah, we're gonna we like Dave Lombardo. He's amazing. Like, you know, he's famous. He's more famous than you. Like, he's more famous than me.
Right.
Cool. Awesome, man. You enjoy. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. And then all the fans are like, oh my God, Lombardo, he's the best drummer ever. Yeah, he's God to you guys. Enjoy it.
No, I hear you, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, whatever you're on to doing what you want to do, and that's always important. At the end of the day, you got to enjoy what it is. You don't want to torture yourself because it's
totally.
not. I mean, what's it worth at that point? You know,
it's not worth it. It's totally not worth it.
It becomes not worth it.
But I feel amazing. I don't like tonight playing in this club and playing in front of the people that we played in front of. I felt great.
Excellent.
And it felt like a breath of fresh air.
Nice. Here's a major one, man. You went through a physical transformation, man.
Yeah, man. I work out a lot now.
Nice.
Like I work out every morning. When I'm home, I definitely meal prep. I eat better.
Yeah.
And I work out 3 hours at least every morning. I wake up,
That's
I go
amazing.
straight to the gym, get on the treadmill, lift weights. I got a trainer. Yeah, I lost 215 pounds so far.
215 pounds.
What,
dude, you lost a whole human being.
Yeah, like if you look at old videos, yes, I was big. And I would go on YouTube and I would see everybody always talking about, oh my God, he's so big and he's fat and he's this. And believe me,
right.
I know I'm big. I know I was big. But I mean, when you're on the road and you're always traveling, and for me, my genetics are totally different from whoever else's. Like I've been a big guy since I was 19, 20 years old. When I went drum off, I was big. So not working out and being gone so much and going to all these different hotels, eating at different times, it was so bad. That's why I took the first break from Suicidal. I actually told them, I was like, I don't want to play this. I can't do it. Like I have to start working. I have to change my life because if I don't, I'm going to die. I would be playing a show and we play in the hottest venues. It'd be bad. I'd be like, I'm not going to be able to make it through this. And then people, like seeing people talk bad about me all the time on YouTube and stuff, I was like, I can't. I just have to go off and do my own thing. So yeah, started working out. I finally, it hit me. What hit me the hardest was I went to a show and I seen Prince drummer Michael Bland.
Oh yeah. And
Michael Bland was playing with his new rock band. And I love Michael Bland. He's one of my favorite drummers ever. And when I seen him get off stage, he got off stage, and because he's a big guy, but he still is an amazing drummer. He killed the show. But when he got off stage and I took a picture next to him, and I was like, wow. I was like, I'm not too far away from Michael Bland. Like I weigh 500 pounds and Michael Bland's bigger than me. Yeah, I was 498 pounds. I was definitely.
Let's call it 500.
Yeah, let's call it 500.
500.
Yeah, if I would have went and got before I got on the scale that day, if I went and got a Big Mac,
shit down.
Yeah, I would have been 500 pounds. So that day. The next day, actually, I was like, if you look on my Instagram page, man, you guys follow me.
Yeah.
Eric Moore _II. Follow me. Go back to my pictures. You can see a picture of me taking a picture with Michael Bland. And then, like, the next day, I'm at the gym, and I was like, I'm on this treadmill every day.
Wow.
And I start eating better, chicken and vegetables only for dinner. During the day, I do 4 protein shakes.
Yeah.
Chicken and vegetables at night before 7 o'clock.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm on from now on. I can't do this. And then I just went on, like, a super-duper thing. And started working out, and now I'm at 285 with solid muscle, and I feel and I play way different. And
you have to, because I'm not gonna lie, man. When I first of all, when I saw you, like when knew of you, like went in the drum off, I was like, I can't believe that big boy is so fast. How does he move that fast? And I mean, that's one of the things you just kind of answered my own question. You have to be feeling better, man.
Totally, man. I feel like a whole new person. Like I could get up and I could run outside and everything. I mean, even at 285 pounds, but I'm 6'3", almost 6'4".
Yeah.
So my 285 looks good right now. I'm feeling good. Feel me? Man, what's crazy is before this tour the other day, I left all of my clothes in we were staying at Nico's house. Nico has a house in
Nashville. Right? Yeah.
So I left all my clothes at the house on accident. We get down the road. I'm like, I don't have a bag. Where's my bag? He's like, oh, no problem. I was like, you know what? It is not a problem because we could go to Walmart and I'm gonna spend $100 and get a full wardrobe right now. You feel me? Before, when I was big, I couldn't find no clothes, bro. It was all bad. So I feel great. I feel really good.
That's crazy, man. You know, one of the things that we didn't touch on, I don't think we did, was post drum off and clinics and everything that you did. How did you initially get even hooked up with Infectious Grooves and or Suicidal Tendencies in the first place?
That is really, really funny. What's funny is it was a Sunday, and me and my wife got into a big argument. We wasn't even married. Yeah, we weren't married then. We got into a big argument on that Sunday, and I was like, cool. You want to argue with me? I just got a phone call from Steven Thundercat Bruner, who was the bass player at the time for Suicidal. And me and Ronald Bruner are really, really good friends.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, I'm playing in Sacramento. You should come out tonight. Awesome, because I'm not going to be home with my wife because she's acting crazy, which at the time was my girlfriend. So at that time, I was like, perfect. I called up another good friend of mine, Larry Belton, and I was like, yo, you want to go to the Suicidal Tendencies show?
Yeah.
Let's go to this show. That's when Dave Hidalgo was playing drums.
Uh-huh.
So we go to the show, and the show is awesome. I'm like, man, this is killing. So I get to hang out with everybody after the show. I go to the bus, and we're on the bus, and they're like, yo, Eric Moore. I'm like, how do you guys know my name? They was like, man, Steven was showing us videos of you. Like, you're a beast on drums.
Shit.
That's when, that's when YouTube was cracking.
Wow.
So these guys are on YouTube watching me play drums, and Mike Muir was like, man, you sound good, man. You sound really good. And Dean was like, man, let me get your number. He puts my number in his cell phone.
Wow.
Man, Dean Pleasant had a Razor phone until like 2014. It was hilarious. He still had the Razor phone. So he puts my number in his Razor phone, and
it's a good thing that Razor phone was consistent and kept your number in
exactly. So he gives me a call like 2 weeks later and is like, hey man, matter of fact, that night he was like, yo, we got some stuff going on with Infectious Grooves, and we got a tour coming up, but we're gonna have some auditions. Would you like to maybe be a part of it? Like, here, take my number, everything. Calls me like 2 weeks later, like, yeah, can you come down? I believe it's like a Monday or Tuesday. Can you come down? Can you come down tomorrow?
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna send you this list of songs.
Oh.
They're all on YouTube though. Okay, we don't have I'm not gonna send you no album. Like, you can look up every song on YouTube.
Right.
I'm like, okay. So he sends me this 40 song list on YouTube, and it's like, yeah, go over these songs, and then come out here to LA and like let's hook up. I drive out to LA, which is 4.5, 5 hours. I make a CD on my computer real quick, and I definitely did buy a whole bunch of songs off iTunes that day.
Nice.
So I drive out to LA, and we get inside there, and I play Infectious Grooves, and they're like, wow, we leave on tour Friday. Can you do this tour? You have a passport? And that same day, they scanned my passport, and we rehearsed for 3 days, and then we were on tour in Australia.
Wow, dude.
It was so fast
Expedited.
and so retarded. And it was like the same thing. It was the same thing with Suicidal. Like, we came back from doing Infectious, and they were like, yeah, we got a tour in Brazil with Dave Hidalgo, and I believe it's going to be his last show. I'm like, okay, so, yeah, we're going to send you some songs. Like, learn these songs or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll start listening to Suicidal. Like, I wasn't even listening to Suicidal. I was in the Infectious and doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing for several other artists at the time.
Yeah.
It just fell in my lap. And then the next thing you know, I'm the drummer for Suicidal Tendencies. I went on tour. Like, my first show, I can't lie, I crashed.
Really?
But, I mean, I wasn't bad, but I didn't know none of this stuff.
Oh, man.
So drummers could tell.
Yeah.
People could tell. They were like, oh, you do not know the songs. Like, we're in France, and the guy's telling me in French, he's like, you don't know the songs, huh?
Oh,
like,
man.
nah, I really don't. But but believe me, by the show 3,
I'm gonna have this shit.
By the third or fourth show, I put in enough homework, and
nice.
8 years, man, 3 records.
That's
so
amazing.
many people want to talk mess and tell me like I'm not the sound of Suicidal Tendencies and stuff. But I mean, hey,
whatever, man.
Like, I think Mike Muir is the genius that wants to take his music to another level.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to stay back in 83, 84. 89, 96. You feel me? It's 2016.
Right.
So that's why me and Nico was like, yo, let's do something. Let's do 2016 tonight. What do you think? What do you think? Let me ask you, what do you think about
I thought
Lillake?
it was killer, man. I thought it was it had elements of prog and thrash, and I think it was you had probably a little more freedom than you might have had in Suicidal, which was nice to see you for sure, and I thought it was all coming together, man. I think it sounds cool, and I'm looking forward to hearing more of it and see where y'all take it.
Totally. I like that, man.
Right
This is only our second show,
right,
and only the 5th time we've ever played together.
Right, which
We've
is
been
crazy.
Together for 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Right on. Well, shit, man. Thanks for sitting down with me.
It was a pleasure,
we ended up
bro.
talking even more than I expected, which is great.
I like to talk, man. I'm a people person.
There you go.
You feel me? Let people get to know me a little bit. Then they'd be like, yo, he's really cool. I think, man, I just love people. I just want to inspire, dude. This is a world of so much hatred. Like,
yeah, man.
Please, people, get it together. Please, like, love your brother. Like, it ain't about skin color, race, none of that, man. Let's make the world a better place. I feel like Michael Jackson right now. For you and me, we are the world. Make it funny.
Right on. Well, either way, you're an inspiration to me and a lot of people, so thanks again for playing, and maximum respect and good luck fucking going forward, my man.
Thank you so much, bro. I
Right
appreciate
on.
you, man. Thank you.
Thanks for sitting down with me.
Heck yeah.
Right
awesome.
on. All right, folks, that about does it. Thanks for tuning in, and many thanks to Eric Moore for taking the time to sit down with me and geek out on drums and all kinds of good stuff. Be sure to check out Eric's recordings, videos, DVD, and live shows any chance you get. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. I guarantee. So until the next time, crash, bang, boom!